Hey, BroadCoven. I'm here to drop in with you for this Lion's Gate, which is kicking off a year of transformation and also an activation of our quest for the Stone of Destiny. We'll all find our way there in our own good time. It is about timing at this time. I did notice as I was diving into the energy and gazing at the sky out my window, as I usually do, that I did see a big question mark in the sky. I'll post it on the community board. It's pretty wild, okay? So I do feel there's a lot that's unknown, and you have to kind of just be cool with it, which is already a quest in and of itself, right? You want answers, but there's something about being comfortable in the question right now. This just coming in as an initial download. This is for all of you. If you found your way to this video, there's something here for you. I'm bringing in this download, and I do really vibe with this particular Lion's Gate because it's actually 888, like on the real. 2024, that's that 8 energy, okay? So this is an alignment point, and when we break that down further and add the whole date together, we get 24-24-6, which is all about the activation of a vision, all right? And what is that vision? That vision is the Aquarian age that will be coming in next summer, right around this time, after we have those nodes of destiny shift. We got a lot of action coming in here astrologically. I'm not going to go into that intensely here, but I do need to touch on it for a moment. We'll do more on that down the road as it gets up to this time. But as far as this Lion's Gateway energy is concerned, there are 3 initiatory gateways with this Lion's Gate gateway. And no, they are not attached to the August 19th full moon that will be going down in Aquarius. That's related to the old cycle. This cycle that's coming in here is related to the eclipses, all right? So there's going to be a lot that's going to be coming to light for us. The first eclipse will be a partial lunar eclipse. It will be coming in the sign of Pisces, okay? So we got the house of karma front and center right there. This is a very karmic time. This is a time when things are balancing out. There's a time when we need to adopt a more humanitarian view, where we need to move into a more collective consciousness, where it can't be just about our personal needs, but we have to think about what's truly going to serve the future, and also what kind of future are we leaving behind for generations to come. That is that Pisces energy. It's also significant. It's coming in on September 17th, and it will be conjunct that Aries North node. So we know there is this energy in play where there's a little bit obscured about how do we get up to that North node? How do we reach that North node activation? We got a little bit of a clue now. We got some keys, right? There are some doors to open, but we don't know the ultimate end result. And it's not about that right now. It's about really embracing the spirit of the journey, the adventure, the hero's quest, embracing the energy of the Fool, which is associated both with Aries and Aquarius. So this is sort of that spirit we need in order to step into the activation of our destiny, which I believe ultimately our destiny is that we all make it. We all make it, right? I mean, that was the message that inspired these quests in the first place, that came in my dream about us swimming across the sea of great distance. It took a long, long, long swim to get to the other shore, and we all had to swim together. 4:44 on the clock. None of us could be left behind. And as we were swimming, Otter was weaving between us, which is medicine woman energy. So there's something here that's really being healed. It's not just being healed in us, it's being healed for the earth too. There's a nature piece here too. It's about reclaiming the sovereignty of the land and our connection with it and being stewards of it. And it's also really connecting with each other and finding that unity point of consciousness. And it's like the summer of love all over again. And it's all going down right now. So prepare to go on a trip. But it comes also with a lot of upheaval. And there's a lot that we still don't know. And there's a lot of secrets. And there's a lot of mystery about how this will all turn out. But that's part of the adventure when we're heading down this road. Don't worry, we got wolf medicine here to help us find the pathfinder to that north node of destiny. As we work with these cardinal energies, the cardinal energies have a very stoic sort of stance. They know the work that needs to be done and they just do it. They stay focused. It was 6 on the clock as I said that. And I know that's what's coming in here. I know that because this particular eclipse that's coming in on the 17th also will be tying in with another eclipse that comes in. The next eclipse that comes in is the annular eclipse on October 2nd in the sign of Libra. It's the full hunter moon. It will be a time to really firmly set our focus for where we're going. There will be enough clues by that time. They call it the ring of fire, this particular eclipse action that will be going down. And some of you will be able to see that ring of fire in the sky. Let me tell you, I saw the ring of fire once. I was in flight. I was flying over the Golden Gate Bridge and I got to see the ring of fire up close. And let me tell you, it was freaking amazing. It was amazing. It was a long time ago. Can't remember the date of that one. It was a ways back, a long, long time ago. But you will be able to view it, a lot of you over there on the West Coast, okay? And in other parts of the world too. And that one is aligning with the South Node of Libra, okay? So there will be a lot that will be hashing out at that time karmically. There will be a lot of debts paid in full. There will be a lot of balancing of the scale and also threading the eye of the needle because we know there's the heat is on, man. Is that Glenn Fry? The heat is on. I think that's our montage song. Make sure you laugh through it, okay? Find your humor in the moment as you move through it, all right? But I think it'll become very clear where you need to shoot that shot, and you will be focused on it like it's a ring of fire. 8:08 on the clock, all right? I know I'm on the right track with this, all right? Now, this is what's wild is that particular eclipse, that lunar eclipse, the annular eclipse that will be affecting the south node of Libra ties up the eclipse that occurred back on April 8th. There's another 8 again. Now we're up to 4 of them. 8, 8, 8, 8. Which is 32.5. Okay, so we know something's got to change here. 8:44 on the clock. Oh, yes, there will be change indeed. There will be change indeed. The path will become very clear. And for those of you who are dealing in situations where you feel like you're trying to navigate something with another, the path for the other will become very clear too. There's this mirroring energy going on right now. This is a really significant one, though. That was a very important cycle. If you remember, 911 on the clock. Oh, yes, it's an emergency. It's an emergency. All hands on deck. You need to show up for this one. You can't phone it in. You got to be present. 9:22 on the clock there, okay? It's important. It's important to come into alignment now. The path we come into alignment with and the people we come into alignment with are very significant at this time, all right? Okay, so that's an important cycle. That April 8th solar eclipse was a total solar eclipse. We all remember that. It was a big deal. It went down in Aries, like everybody came out for that, all right? Really stirred up the consciousness. So remember what was going on around that time. It will become even more clear. Something will be crystallized there and you'll pass through a ring of fire. I see it as a fire gateway of transformation. There's something that is permanently transformed here. You enter through that ring of fire and you come through not quite the same. It also makes me think of Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash, you know? It burns, man. It burns, but love makes you do some crazy things. For a lot of you, this may revolve around love and coming into alignment with particular soulmates. Absolutely, because we got a whole bunch of Venus action on deck too. We'll have to talk about that later, though. Then the third initiatory gateway through these eclipses will be on October 14th. That is the annular solar eclipse. Okay, and that's going down in Libra. All right, so that pretty significant cycle here. Can you see what's happening? The solar eclipse started out with Aries. It's a partial solar eclipse going down in Libra. It's the annual solar eclipse, so it won't be a total solar eclipse, but it's still really highlighting something here, highlighting something that's being balanced out. 11:22 on the clock. Bottom of the deck energy. Ooh, Dakini of infinite light. This is the energy that is coming into play right now. Skywalker energy, musing energy, drawing down a bit of that inspiration from the ethers and bringing it into being. It's also time for us to build the light actively. We've done this before here at BroadCoven. I have a great attractor video that talks about this. I'll pin it in the comments. We got a lot of new people here. Welcome to all of you that are new here. I'm so happy to have you. I'm so happy for the community to be growing. I'm really grateful for all of you that are here and who get this and, you know, resonate with what I bring to the table. And thank you so much for everything you all bring in. I love it. I love what's coming in. I love to hear what people are experiencing. I love that people are out there like doing the work. That really inspires me, actually. And this is about us collectively, like building the light energy. How? With the Dakini energy, we're looking at the realm of imagination, visualization, sensuality, creativity. I'm telling you, it's the summer of love all over again. This comes in with the 9 energy. So this is like the spiritual path is coming in. It's sort of like the frequency of the spiritual path coming in. But I'm going to get our quest card here to get this sort of like overarching theme of the energy of our quest. And that came out very readily. Ooh, I love it. It even comes in with a Hertz frequency that we can all attune to. This is number 19, 10, the end and the beginning. Sol Polluti, 741 Hertz. So do make note of that Hertz frequency. It's a Hertz frequency for clearing all lower vibrational energies. It basically just makes you a clear channel, makes you a clear receiver and also a clear transmitter. This is about getting everything out of the way that is corded into the heart that is not like love, and allowing it to be transformed and transmuted so there can be freedom in this space. Instead of it being all bound up, it looks like cords coming through the heart center. But these can be cords that can form harmony, you know? That's why that Dakini of light energy came in as a partnering energy there. That's one way we can clear the channel. It's also one way we can clear the way for what's up ahead and how to keep ourselves aligned with this frequency where we're not buying into the fear that is propagated. We're not buying into the propaganda. We are actually actively creating the future together because we know it all hinges on that. It all depends on that. The stone of destiny depends on that, on us finding the connecting points of that one great cosmic heart that's like the hub that pulsates through everything, spreads out in fields of connectivity through that cosmic web of creation, right? This is what we're meant to tap into here. And when we do look at it, it looks like wings too. It looks like freedom. It looks like a way forward. I'll bring in something around this, okay? We'll do like, it's been a while since I've done something for the channel where I did like a Reiki energy clearing, alignment, drop in, you know. I'll arrange something, okay? We'll make it happen. And maybe we'll even do it live. Yeah, maybe we will. We will. I think that could be good, okay? So let's look at that for that coming in at some point here. I think that could be very positive. Okay, this is the overarching thing. To me, it looks like with that Dakini of light energy, this is really about us stepping into our role of creator. It's time to quest for a muse, is what I just heard. Yes, it's time to quest for the muse. And I do feel like you'll find that in many different forms, many different sources. Some of you may find the muse in a particular person. Some of you may find it in a place. Some of you may find it in a thing. Some of you may find it within you. You never know. Anything is possible, okay? So this is kind of our theme here. This is the theme of our quest. So this is about awakening the light through the creative power, through musing energy, through dancing it into being, quite literally singing it into being, painting in broad strokes a brand new landscape where there's room for everybody to let their freak flag fly and be who they are, you know, have it be cool for them to be who they are. There's a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody. All right, let's dive into it. I want to just dive into it. We're going to look at some details here. I'm going to start out with the angel cards. What's on the bottom of the deck there? We got the Page of Cups. Divine comfort gives consolation and protection from one's enemies, which is interesting because what we're going to look at here is what is the nemesis or spirit ally that is coming in on our path. Okay, so we're going to use the angel cards to represent the light aspects of this particular quest read, and then I'll be diving into the occult tarot to look at the more shadowy terrain. So we're going to look at both. We're going to see what is our spirit ally on this path ahead as we enter this year of transformation, and especially leading up to these next 3 gateways of eclipse eclipse energies that will be moving through, that will be initiations that will be coming up in the fall, starting with that full moon on September 17th, that partial lunar eclipse there in the sign of Pisces. Right, and this is for all signs, it's for all of you, okay? Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome in the room. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands. See, we don't know what's coming in here. We just know our ships are coming in. And we have to trust. We have to know that we are being led in the direction that will provide our fulfillment, which is why you got to release the parameters around it. That won't work for us at this time. It's about really understanding what quality are you looking for in your life. Stop making it about a particular scenario, a particular person, a particular thing. Just really invoke within you the feeling of where you want to be at within yourself. How do you want to be feeling as you move through this life, and trust that that frequency alone will align you with everything that harmonizes with that. Ted firmly agrees. It also says here, construction of the universe helps with great works and protection from adversaries. And see, sometimes those adversaries are ourselves, because we put such limitations on possibilities by having to define it. I need to define it. I need to label it. It needs to look just like this, and it has to come out just like this, or there's something totally effed up about it. And it's totally not true, man. It could be the best thing you ever could have dreamed of. Only you were too busy limiting yourself. So there's no way you could even tap into that consciousness that could anticipate what's wanting to come in here. All right. I feel the protection is from the inner saboteur. That's one of your biggest adversaries right now, the way you can limit yourself in just being so expectant of a particular scenario, a particular outcome, you know? Why limit yourself? There's something beautiful that wants to come into being here. Just harmonize with the frequency, and the rest takes care of itself. All right, let's see. What is this spirit ally that is coming in here for the collective? What is this spirit ally that's coming in this Lionsgate for the collective? All right, let's see. It landed right on top of the Dakini of infinite light. 7 of Pentacles, to invest in this direction, discernment. It will bring general prosperity and the deliverance of prisoners. So where you feel like you're stuck, where you feel like you're trapped like a rat in a cage and you have no way to move forward, no way to experience the kind of freedom that you long to experience, you're going to find the way. But you see, you got to move through the dark. You got to have faith. You got to have trust. That's one of the things we need to clear out, is this lack of faith, this lack of belief that our one light that we can shine forward in the world is not enough. It is enough. If we turn our light on, then soon others turn their lights on. If we all turn our lights on, then we can all light up the way forward. 2222 on the clock. Okay, so that's our spirit ally. That is the spirit we want to hold. It also invokes real hermit kind of energy. So invoke that spirit of Taliesin, you know, the great bard Taliesin, even Merlin, the elusive Merlin, who people say they still encounter Merlin. There's people claiming to be Merlin all over the world, even today, I have to tell you. And the thing is why not? It's an archetype. It's an energy. It's out there. So this is the energy you're meant to embody right now. You're on a quest. You're on a journey. You're taking the long road. Do you think Taliesin or Merlin ever complained about taking the long road? You know, this is your ally. That's the spirit. All right. Now we're going to check out over here, and we're going to see what the nemesis is with the occult tarot. What's on the bottom of the deck here? Oh, we got Page of Pentacles. Oh, that bullish behavior. When we get very stubborn, when we get very locked in our position, that will really work against us here. I'm also seeing this bull. This bull looks a little bit ornery too, I have to say. And when I see the ornery bull, it makes me think of the spirit of, there's some reason I'm really seeing, you know, it does look kind of bison-like too. I was seeing like white buffalo is the image that was coming up in my mind's eye. And I was thinking about that particular message that comes with that medicine of white buffalo, which is all about the spirit of gratitude for blessings received. It's like, that's part of having faith. You got to have gratitude to have faith. If you can't acknowledge the simple ways that you receive on a day-to-day basis, then how do you ever expect to be able to step into any kind of leveling up, advancement, alignment with a path of heart? See, we need to turn the light on. This light went out here. Turning it back on, man. 2444 on the clock. There's that 6 energy. That's what aligns us with the powerful vision, okay? Not being in such a locked position, not also making familiar with other people who are in really locked position. Seek out more people who are open-minded. Seek out more of, you know, the misfits, the freaks, the fringe, the weirdos, you know, the people who see things differently, who have a creative outlook or an innovative approach to things, or aren't afraid to dream. You need more of that, less of coming into alignment with intractable people, stubborn people, people who are too bent on having their way, that won't allow us to find a way through. And also, it can't be just about gain just for us to independently. We really have to think about, how can everybody gain? How can we create a new way where everybody can benefit, where everybody can gain? It's really important at this juncture. All right, give us some details. Show us who this nemesis is. Show us who this nemesis is on the path. Show us who this nemesis is on the path. Who's this nemesis on the path? Ooh, I love how it came right over that self-deluding. Okay, this is what we need to clear out. Oh my goodness, there's the Three of Wands with the flying monkeys. Yeah. Being concerned about what that person's getting, you know. Well, they're getting that, but I'm only getting this, or I want more of what they have over there. The haves, the have-nots will always create a divisory agenda. It will. It's set up that way. The social dynamics are set up that way. That disempowers us, the haves, the have-nots, you know? Yes. See, this builds love between friends and enemies, you know, when you're holding that spirit of looking at what somebody else has and not being grateful for what you have and not cultivating your own path. And this is something we need to be really watchful of in these times, especially with social media, because social media glorifies it, glorifies the image. And you hear it all the time too, you know, all this talk online about how much money somebody has, or people flaunting their affluence. Well, there's other people who are like, so many freaking people are on the streets right now, and they're working full-time jobs, and they're on the streets, and there's people like doing shorts bragging about having a $600 omelet from a freaking, you know, shishi restaurant. This is what we need to change, man. It does not encourage any kind of progression for society at all. It's actually further exemplifies the age of apathy. It further exemplifies what needs to be completely dismantled. We need like a total reboot here. So yes, forget about trying to obtain what somebody else has. It's that spirit of greed that's kept us in this place where so many go without, okay? There's enough for everybody to have some. There really is, if we bring our energies forward in the right way. And I've said it ever since I came on YouTube, and even before, and I'll continue to say it, that the longer we continue to focus on dividing lines, whether that's how somebody views situations differently from us, how somebody has a different lifestyle from us, how somebody has more melanin in their skin than us, any of this, different religious, you name it, that they're dividing points. And it feeds into the current system that's in place. It doesn't allow us all to elevate. We should all want to elevate. Isn't that what we want? Don't we want there to be equity? That's what true balance is about. And that's what this time is about too. It's not about minor stuff right now. It's not about, oh, Susie's over there sleeping with Bobby, and the other week he was off with Cindy over there. It's not about that. It's not about any of this crap. Karmic this, you know, hater that. It's so much more than that. We need to stop this, you know, this trash. Ooh. Oh, but the trash resists. It wanted to power down on this side. Oh no, it's not. We're just getting powered up. We're just getting powered up here. Let me plug it in. Yeah. That's right. You know, it's time to come together. It's time to stop looking at differences. What are our commonalities? I think we all want a better way, right? It's a good place to start. It's a good place to seed the vision, right? That's the true destiny we're aiming for here. We're going to keep on this occult deck. Now we're going to look at what's the beef, man? What is the meat of the matter? What is the true darkness that we are dealing with here? And remember, the darkness, even though it may feel oppositional at times as it's manifesting in this 3D reality, darkness is merely a place of all potentiality. It's not a limiting force. It can be very constructive. And you do need darkness for there to be light. Two sides of the same coin. You can't separate the two, right? We have to learn how to balance shadow and light in equal measure, right? It's about not being too focused on one that the other is neglected and therefore not mastered and runs amok. So let's find out, what is the beef of the matter? What is the shadow that we need to acknowledge? What do we need to address here? Basis of the matter, 9 of Wands. A strong and faithful fighter follows all commands and answers all questions, okay? I mean, this is really about aligning with that spirit of understanding that there is something worthy of rising for. There's something worthy of rising for. It's significant. It means something. And when you align with that spirit where you really put your whole heart and soul in whatever your heart is aligning with right now, and it is all about frequency at this time. It is. The revolution is happening within us, and then it is being mirrored back to us as the reality morphs to it. That's what it means to step into this Aquarian age. You know, Aquarian energy is very ethereal. You know, it is. It's very ethereal. It's very expansive. Okay, so you got to look at things in a new way. You got to align with that thing that makes you feel like, yeah, I may have been down for the count, but I got energy for a montage, man. And that you do what you need to do to be in it, to be able to show up, you know. And this is about following all the commands of your soul, following the commands of your heart, you know, where you really feel like, this is the directive I'm getting. This is the directive I'm getting from spirit. This is the directive I'm getting from my higher consciousness. This is what my soul wants me to do. And moving forward in that direction and not having to hide intentions, not having to hide your moves, but just really fully showing up in a way in the world that you are authentic, transparent, where it's not about airs, man. And letting down, you know, the defensiveness. There's a lot of blocking and just separatist viewing that is really preventing the opening of the road that needs to happen to activate the ultimate vision for the collective. All right, so let's check this out here. What is the beef, man? The meat of the matter. Yep, that's about it. Check it out. We got Ace of Cups with the Chariot. Right? Look at that Ace of Cups, man. Shapeshifter energy. You know? Never knowing, you know, never knowing who you are. Never knowing who you are in relationship, trying to have somebody else tell you who you are in relationship, always confused, not sure where you fit. Sometimes fitting in with something just because maybe you have something to gain from a particular individual. It says brings good familiars. You know, and also I have to say, you know, as you move to come together with other people and you really find like the people you connect with that can share a common vision with you, that are willing to join you on the road, and there will be new people coming in. There's been, you know, soulmate energy lining up here. this is the time where people are connecting with new characters on their path. Let it be okay that you might not know who you are. You're working under that energy of that great big question mark in the sky. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just move authentically forward with the energy here. And the problem here with the Chariot is that there's also this case of what we're dealing with here that's part of the meat of the matter, and it's also what's holding us up at the crossroads is, you know, maybe you don't want somebody to move forward a certain way, or you're partnering with somebody on something and you don't agree with their choices, their actions, or you have some excuse, some reason for why you're not able to move forward. And so you're staying stuck instead. You could also have somebody who's actively sowing discord in your situation. It's possible. And I feel like, look at this, you got this wolf energy there. And the wolf is the pathfinder. And it's riding another wolf here. Two wolves. Which wolf are you going to feed? You're talking about shadow light, right? Most of the time people say, oh, you know, I'm going to feed the wolf that's associated with the light, you know, but you need to feed the wolf of the shadow too. There's a story of two wolves. Which will you feed? One represents the shadow nature. One represents the light nature. It's from native tradition here, at least here in the States. There's a story of the two wolves. You can look it up. I might put a link here so you can check it out. But this is what happens when we only favor one over the other, when we're not willing to look at the uncomfortable stuff, when we're not willing to meet somebody where they're at, where there might be points that views clash, okay? Then we have imbalance. Then we do have a sower of discord, okay? We have to find a way to get through what is muddled to be able to reach those connecting points. And that doesn't always mean you're going to agree with everybody, okay? It doesn't. But our energies really do depend on us coming to the table to negotiate things collectively in such a way where we find the way through. And I do see it happening. You can see it happening right now. If you're paying attention with everything that's going on the world stage, there are people who are like crossing dividing lines. They're like, okay, man, we got to figure out how to make some things work here. All right, so that's the beef. That's the beef. Let's check out our consequences as a result of past actions that still need to be tended to. I'm really looking at this solve polluted energy and what we need to clear the road in order to get through this 3 eclipse initiatory doorways that'll be coming up starting in the fall. I think this is significant because, you know, once we head into the wintertime is a point of integration if you're moving with the natural flow. So I do feel like there's a sense of really threading the eye of the needle as we move through those eclipses, but it's like a launch off point. And then it's sort of like, okay, rest before another big push to come in the spring, leading up to the summer when the nodes of destiny shift. That's what I feel. That's kind of how the energy's been coming in. Okay, so let's see here. The Hermit. Okay. So yeah, isn't that wild? We're just being asked to go on the journey. Stop focusing so much on the destination. Come more into the present moment and just get the ticket. Go for the ride, man. That's what it's about. Go on that go through the desert on that horse with no name, you know? You might find a midnight at the oasis or two, you might along the way. But it's just about that spirit of adventure. And when we look at horse medicine too, it's about power and movement forward. So I think maybe you've been looking for a particular chariot to arrive to take you where you want to go, to activate that stone of destiny. And what you might not realize is your chariot may look a lot different than you anticipate. And there's something here about signing up for that hero's journey where you start at the beginning I think you'll be taking a real philosophical view here. And there's something you'll learn from taking action, taking action, setting your sights on a course. Seems like an important point. And I do feel that'll really come in on October 2nd with that ring of fire, Hunter's Moon eclipse. Yep, I feel that pretty strongly. Okay, tell us more about the consequences of our past actions that need to be tended to collectively here. What are the consequences of past actions? All right. Ooh. Temperance in reverse. Ouch. Okay. So maybe, used a little too much force back there. Maybe a bit out of balance. Maybe favoring more shadow than light. Temperance in reverse, that's not using the alchemical powers wisely. Maybe fell for a little glamour in this situation, I have to say. Bottom of the deck energy there, okay? Took you out to some choppy waters, man. You thought you knew the way through that terrain. It actually took you through quite a storm and some rough seas, okay? I think you've still been recovering from this bit of glamour that you were moving through, but maybe you had to move through it to get a clearer view of what's needed now. Yeah, this is sort of like a wake-up call coming here for those who aren't, doing the work. It is coming. Will probably come with that ring of fire, I guarantee you. I know that there's some karmic stuff that will really be coming to a head for the collective as a whole with that full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 17th. I feel like this is a time when it's like the whistle will be blown. There's no, putting on airs. There's no putting on false appearances. Something will be revealed there. It was 42:33 on the clock when I brought that in, double sixes. I know it. There's something seen at that time that was not seen before. It's being called out. It's a wake-up call. It's a defining point. I really feel that. But I think it's important to get to that point where you can really align with where the heart truly wants to go and what the soul is in need of. I feel that. And that will be firmly decided upon by October 2nd with that South Node activation. Yeah. Yeah. Something's being illuminated with that particular eclipse on the 17th because it's bringing the Aries North Node into play. Something comes in there that has you really changing course in terms of where you thought you were going. And I think it might be kind of surprising. You may realize also that you were viewing a situation as supremely negative or unable to be healed or turned around or resolved. You might realize you were seeing it in a very antagonistic, pessimistic way. There might be something that surprises you and shows you that you've been weighing down a situation that actually wanted to expand into the light. Interesting energy there. All right, let's check out with the angel cards here. What is the power to be gained going on this journey? 44:22 on the clock. So much synchronicity coming in, man. What is the power to be gained as we enter this gateway of transformation and head into this year of transformation? But it really feels like a concentration of energies coming in here with the eclipses. It always is, man. It always is when those lights come on in the room. What is the power to be gained for the collective? Bottom of the deck, energy. Karmic balance. I like that. Okay, with the Two of Pentacles there. It says fortune and fame fulfills any request. So it's like, you're holding yourself back from doing what needs to be done to clear the road. And actually by doing that is what aligns you with all of your blessings here. Okay, so let's see the power to be gained. It looks like stepping up into your power and how that radiates out in your life, in your material circumstances. You know, if you come to a place of self-mastery, alchemy, and empowerment within yourself, everything in your life will naturally level up because you're the creator. And it should always be a clue if you're sort of struggling with things in your life, looking at how can I change my focus? How can I do something to shift this energy in a positive way? I'm not saying you never deal with like a rough hand of fate, but there is a way to spin it, man, where you can use it for self-cultivation. And this is justice, all right? So the power to be gained here is coming into that place of karmic balance, empowerment, justice, all right, where the scales are even. Even Stevens, man, moving up ahead, it says, justice makes truth known and causes innocence to prevail. So something is really being balanced out here. Big Libra energy. I love that it came in upright. That's so positive. So we know that we are moving into this place of true balance, you know. You can get caught up in trying to weigh things out more. Who owes what, you know, who's got what. And you can stay in that place, you know, as long as you want, but it only holds up the show ultimately for us all. You know, this is really important that we end cycles so we can move into a new cycle through mastery. We gain the power through self-mastery. I think when you do this, you really will recognize that the way things balance out are perfect. They're perfect. They're exactly, you know, where you need to be. This is about really trusting the path here, okay? Let's see what's at stake for your party, for your mates on the path with you, the people who are going to be coming onto your path, these soulmates will be coming into your life, these new characters that are going to be part of your plot line now. What's the deal here? What's at stake? What's at stake for your party, for you and your dearest, your nearest and dearest? What's at stake here? What's at stake here in this year of transformation? Bottom of the deck. Look at this. Six of Swords. What's at stake? Are you going to move away from your troubles? Are you going to move away from the rough waters? Are you going to move away from the suffering? Are you going to release it? Are you going to let it go? Oh, I love it. Are you going to shift your perception to that of unity? This is what protects against accidents. And this is what's going to heal what's ailing, not just for you in your own life, but for all of us, for the whole world, really. I mean, this is the kind of expansive consciousness we're meant to embody at this time. All right, let's check it out. More detail. That's the basis of the matter. What's at stake for you and yours? What's at stake for you and your party on this quest of transformation as you head to that stone of destiny? As we all head to that stone of destiny together. You know, on the worldwide stage, none of us can be left behind, truly. It is reaching that point of critical mass. If you're paying attention, you see that. What's at stake? Death. Staying stuck in the old cycle and the inevitable ending that brings. It holds back the rebirth. It holds back the expansion of the Aquarian age, quite actually. And it also says influences longevity. And with this in reverse, that message is pretty clear. I mean, time's really just about up with this. It's a critical juncture we got going on here with the age of the Kali Yuga. It really does matter how we come together right now. All right, what's at stake for the new world? What's at stake for the new world, for the Aquarian age? What's at stake for the new world, for the Aquarian age? What's at stake for the new world, for the Aquarian age? Bottom of the deck energy. To stay in this place of disillusionment, to not be able to see the forest for the trees, to allow ourselves to be blindly led with the moon in reverse, to be caught up in the illusion, in the delusion, in the mass hallucination as a result of media programming. It is really that serious. This is not having any sense of revelation. It's being programmed and being a good little citizen and doing as you're told without questioning anything, even when you know it's out of harmony with what is just and true. And with this in reverse, it's upright, it has the power to destroy. In reverse, the destruction is inevitable, right? I mean, these energies aren't playing around right now. This is what's at stake in the world. This is what's at stake for the new world, right? What's the cookie? What's the motivation? What's the reward? Page of Pentacles. Loyalty and allegiance, friendship, reconciliation, learning, moving forward. The flute there, it's reminding me, of just like, Yankee Doodle went to town and riding on his pony. It's like, I was just seeing that song when that song came out. It was during the time of the revolution. There's the playing of flutes, It's got those vibes, though, It's like being loyal to a grander vision of how we can all move forward in such a way where there's support for all, where we don't have mass majority of people just seriously struggling. There's something we need to be mindful of here. It's not just about us right now. It's about so much more than that, right? So the cookie is that we get to lead the charge to a new way forward, and we find familiars along the way who share a vision with us. And we come to that place of reconciliation where we're no longer divided by the lies that we're told, by the ways that we have been taught to have fear of others, the ways that ignorance has been programmed into our society. And instead, we really recognize the places where there is that connection, I love it. It's also the willingness to learn, which is really beautiful and is so necessary. All right, let's see what the target is. What is the target? What is the end target for us? That stone of destiny, what does that look like for the collective? 10 of Swords, revelation. Man, they're not playing around right now. Revelation protects from sadness, gives revelations in dreams. Okay, so revelations, man, this is it. It's about protecting that future we want to see. We have the ability to protect it. We do. This reminds me of an Ace of Pentacles, We do. We have the ability to protect the vision. But to protect the vision, the old has to come to a close. And we have to be willing to invest in that new vision. So it's really important we come into alignment with our hearts right now and drop sort of selfish pursuits and think instead of where we're really heading. It's time to really tune into a higher octave, man. It's so important. Let's see these 3 initiatory gateways here. I'm going to use the Infinite Tarot. We're going to divide it up into 3 piles. The first pile is going to represent the full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces that will affect the North Node of Aries on September 17th. The second one will represent the ring of fire, full moon, full hunter's moon. That is the annular eclipse that will be going down in Libra and will be influencing that south node. And the third will be the annular solar eclipse that will be going on the 14th, also in Libra. I heard now you see it, now you don't. Okay, so cutting that third pile first, I'm just going to take the top card from each one. And then we're going to go ahead and do this pile here. Oh, that's interesting. Let me turn this around. I just noticed I did that upside down. Ooh, okay. That last solar eclipse is upside down. Okay, interesting. Well, solar eclipse, you can't see it. It's dark out, right? I guess that makes sense. Okay, so the first gateway of initiation will be 9 of fire, torch. Woo! So this is when we got the full moon in Pisces on September 17th. It'll be a partial lunar eclipse, and it will be influencing the Aries North node. This is when you have to bear a torch and lead a particular charge. There's something you're going to discover at that time. And what you discover at that time makes it clear that it's time to blaze a new trail. So this is a huge karmic balancing point, and you will need to obtain this fire so you can blaze a trail forward and maybe even lead others. Okay, so it's about becoming a torch bearer. That is that first gateway of initiation. Second gateway of initiation for the annular full moon, hunter's moon, ring of fire that will be coming in, influencing the south node. Ooh, the south node of Libra. We have got a lot of Venus action coming in at that time. We've got Queen of Fire, Yoni. This is about elevating the sexual, the carnal, to the tantric, to the sensual, as a gateway itself of transformation. I've been getting this message coming in really strongly recently. Again, it's Dakini energy, okay? And the third that came in reverse for that annular solar eclipse, also in Libra on the 14th of October. Ooh, passion. 3 of fire, poppy. Ooh, I love it. It's so like, it's exploring that terrain within yourself. Ooh, it's like initiation into the inner sanctum. Yes. It's joining the Ida and the Pingala. It's a lot of that like Shiva, Shakti, Kundalini energy. Do you see? It has to first be gestated within before it manifests outwardly. But you will see there are 2 here, and there is that spark of that North Star and that stone of destiny. So this is just the beginning and a sign of things to come.